Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. An entertaining press conference today, Frank. I was worried about your suit getting wet, first
so
and
was
foremost.
I was worried about that. What a bloody table's going on. I'm too old for all that nonsense.
It's one we perhaps, I don't want to say saw coming. Look, we know they had a bit of beef at Talk Sport, but the second their fists started hitting the table, we kind of knew something might have gone off.
You could see them, both of them, talking themselves up, and they were getting quite heated. We're 48 hours away from the fight. Obviously, they trained hard. They know each other very well. They sparred a lot together over the years, so they know their strengths and weaknesses. And it was funny to hear them both saying, you didn't want the fight, he didn't want, but they signed up for it. So they must both fancy that they have the beating of each other, and it's going to be one thing's for sure now, it's going to be a good fight.
Well, I've just been speaking to David, and he was showing me on the camera messages from TKV, kind of put into right what David was saying up there. So
I haven't seen them, but you know what? All of it is. I don't like all this, chucking stuff over, and that's not my cup of tea. But at the end of the day, they'll be in the ring, and that's where you settle it. And all the talking stops then. Once that bell goes, get on with it.
I love it. Big London battle in Manchester. Big one, top of the bill. Joyce, Philip Herovic. Is it a better fight or a more difficult fight for Joe than Dillian Whyte was, Frank?
I think it's more difficult in as much that his styles make fights. I just feel it a bit, but I may be wrong. Joe is very confident. He's very much up there, and he's he knows better than you, me, or anybody where he's at with his fight. It's a must-win for him. Can't afford to lose. If he loses, we've got to think about, or he's got to think about what happens. And as for Philip, he's coming off of although it was an interim title fight, he's coming off of a loss where, for 3 rounds, he was throwing these big right hands at Daniel Dubois. So you know what this fight's going to be about. The bell's going to go. None of them will want to be going 10 rounds. They'll want to get rid of each other. So it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah. What is it you want to see from Joe specifically?
Well, look, Joe, when he fights, you've seen him take a few shots to land his bombs. I don't want to see him taking shots. And, he's had great resilience over the years, but he doesn't need to be taking those punches.
It's going to be such an entertaining fight. What a way to kick off Queensbury times DAZN.
Well, it's a great show, isn't it? Great show, free sort of good heavyweight stories, great stories, and we've got a fabulous undercard. 2 fights involving undefeated fighters. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, and tactically sitting Mark Chamberlain and Jack Rafferty next to each other at the press conference.
Whoever wins that fight between him and Corey, that's a great fight, and we've got a ready-made fight, which is what it's all about, delivering the best.
Yeah. Frank, I've got to ask you, because I haven't got too long and I know there's people waiting. Derek Chisora is adamant that Daniel Dubois at Wembley will be his 50th fight, and he said he's already planning the ring walk.
Good for him. Look, Daniel, he is the mandatory for the IBF title. So we'll see.
Could there be a lot of waiting, realistically,
there may
for Derek?
be. If the 4 belts are on the line, then there will be. But that doesn't stop him from having his 50th fight, because it's been ordered.
I know he said he would want, for his 50th and final fight, you and Eddie arm on arm, but I guess if Daniel's in the ring, you can't really be walking with... I might let
him cut. No. Look, I'll respect what he wants for his 50th fight.
Yeah. Fabio Wardley, are we closing in on...
We are closing in to Monday when we're going to announce it.
Yeah.
So be there.
And it will. I will be there. It will be... Who we think it will be? Who we think it will be?
Who do I think? I don't...
I know it'll be.
You're the one who's thinking it is.
Is it who we think it is?
I don't know who's we. Is
it Jarrell Miller?
Bloody hell, you pulled a name out of the hat there, my old son. Well, let's see.
We'll see where he is on Monday. I've got to ask you about this Liam Cameron, Ben Whittaker contract situation. Just looks like a mess from the Ben Whittaker and Boxer side. A 12-round contract has been received and signed, and I guess you and Liam have got no reason to budge.
No, I mean, he that was negotiated, and it was signed by the promoters, and not me, but Liam signed for the fight, and his manager signed for the fight. And the same thing for Ben Whittaker. He's done the same thing. People negotiate a 10-round fight. We're not party to what they're negotiating, no more than they know what we're negotiating. So Go figure it.
Is there no way that this will be fixed from their side? Is this now a 10-round fight on April, 12-round fight on April the 20th?
There is a contract for 12 rounds, and we'll see what happens.
Could they pay Liam to?
There's all sorts of things. One thing for sure, he's not going to be dropping down to 10 round for nothing if he wants to do it. Me, I wouldn't do it.